2 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS. I'll never really forget that day because it was really confusing. My doctor was telling me this. I was like, I'm gonna need you to repeat all of that. It was a really crazy day. I couldn't see straight and I couldn't figure out why. And by the 5th office I'd been to that day, and the 5th doctor just looks at me and says, yeah, you clearly have MS, let's get an MRI. I was really shocked, and it took me about a year to get to a point where I felt comfortable doing all the things that I had just been told, you're not allowed to do that anymore. It was pretty clear that I would have to come every month, every day to a doctor and say, hey, let me check in, let me get the right medication, let me make sure I'm doing everything. And I think everyone who gets diagnosed with something crazy goes through that phase of just almost wanting to give up. You're not really sure what you can do now. And I started working here at this place here actually to get away from this sense that I wasn't doing the thing I wanted to do, which was commit to practicing and being a part of protecting the environment. And I heard about this opportunity. I was like, I've got to try this, and I applied. They were like, how would you like to travel from San Diego to Fairbanks, Alaska for 4 months? And I was like, I'm gonna need you to repeat that. I didn't quite understand what you said, because there's no way you meant that. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Environment Canada, Environment for the Americas, the biggest pushers behind it, Audubon, Park Service, all got behind it to celebrate 100 years of bird conservation. I had this great fear of being, maybe someday I'll be bound in a wheelchair, and then I quickly realized that in some senses I already am, because I can't leave this city, and I can't get out of here, and I have to stay here and get the same medication and see the same doctor. And the thing that I need for my freedom is to be able to go out and explore, and I couldn't do that. So as much as I was afraid, I knew I had to do this, and made sure by going every part of my day being like, this isn't about protecting me, this is about protecting the trip. Before the trip, I'd never really seen a mountain, to be honest with you. Like I'd seen sort of the mountains of Virginia, and you're like, all right, those are hills, those are mountains, cool. But then you see like a snow-capped, just colossal mountain, and you're just like, holy cow, what is this nonsense? I got the sense of what it means to see the ocean for the first time. I got to be strong in my own will and be like, all right, just get up every day, plan, take care of yourself, do what you gotta do. Seeing Denali was amazing. It's a mountain that I think everyone needs to see. It's huge. It really shocks you how big it is because it's a mountain amongst mountains. It creates its own weather pattern that makes it hidden for most days, and then it shows up and you're like, wow, look at that gorgeous just monster out there. I mean, in some ways it makes you feel small, but in some ways it makes you feel like, look at this giant world I live in with all these different things, and that's amazing. Kayaking on the Kenai River, bluest glacial water I've ever seen in my life. It blows your mind.
Tell us about how this is preparing you for this next chapter.
So Denver is a position where I'll be speaking to people on the street to ensure that we talk to a lot of people about the issues that are facing our country and Colorado in particular. That branches from realizing that that's a skill I have, and that's something that MS will never take, my ability to connect one-on-one with someone and discuss with them something I care about, and then just have them, when they leave me, remember me as someone who showed them something great. And I have a feeling that'll be the next chapter of my growth and my direction. There are things that can't be taken from you.